Now I will call us to a regular council meeting and ask to please stand to pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll ask the minister from the Presbyterian Church to please step forward and give us some words.
Let us pray. Creator of all that is good, we ask your blessings on the people who have been called to lead this community in which we live and work and play. As we come to this time of meeting together, may a spirit of innovation, responsibility, compassion, and understanding descend upon all those that are here. May this time be one that moves the city forward in new and exciting ways, so that all the lives connected to this place may be enriched. Grant the mayor, the council people, and all those that work for the betterment of the city wisdom and courage to know and do what is right and good and true. May they and we speak out when it is time to speak out, and listen patiently and receptively when it is time to listen. May they and we always be guided by the spirit of community, by the spirit of justice, and by the spirit of love. As we ask for blessings upon our own community this evening, we recognize that there are many others in great need of your presence. This we pray in the name of all that we hold sacred and holy, all that we hold good and right and true. May it be so. Amen.
Thank you, Kara.
And can we have your roll call?
Councilpersons Bear.
Here.
Dupre. Here. Ross. Here. Salcido.
Here.
Soar.
Here.
Tobin.
Here.
And Mayor Higgins.
Here. Few remarks for the mayor's remarks. I bring you with bad news tonight. The building that is everybody knows as the Junior Rails building burned down today. Our fire department was over there as fast as they could, but it was just looks to be a total loss. We really have no information on it at this time, other than there was a fire and our guys were there and did a good job and got it out and protected the neighborhood. But that's all I can tell you at this time. And I want to thank the fire department for being there as fast as they can and doing a good job, the job that they did do. Also let everybody know, coincidentally enough, that the fire department is having an open house on Sunday, and you can come by and thank them yourself. Like to welcome, or not really welcome, but thank the appliance outlet who has reinvested in Lincoln Park, and they're moving into another building in Lincoln Park at 3706 Fort. And thank them and welcome them back to Lincoln Park. I have good news, very good news. I don't know if even the council maybe has heard about this. We have got a grant so that the Emmons Bridge will be fixed. It will not be fixed for another year, but the money is on its way. Like to remind everybody, Nightmare on Fort Street, the Halloween celebration is on October 7th at the Kennedy Memorial Building, 3240 Ferris. It will start at 1 o'clock with a trunk or treat. There'll be stuff throughout the whole day for kids and people. And then it will end the night with a concert, the Detroit Nightmare. Come out, have a good time. I'd like to let everybody know the CIC is doing their annual holiday Halloween decoration contest. You can get the information on our webpage, or you can, if you want to just nominate your neighbor or another house that looks really spooky in the house, the city clerk has been kind enough to let us put a box on her desk that you can come in and put anything in there that you would like. Also, Wayne County contacted me today, and they are doing a We Love Wayne County photo contest that you can find on their webpage. They want you to take a picture of Wayne County in the fall and send it to Wayne County to let people know why you love Wayne County. And the good part about this is you can win some Lions tickets.
Oh,
See, I-
come on.
Also, I'd like to remind everybody, we did the Wayne County Drain Cleanup meeting, and that's online now, but there's going to be a last meeting tomorrow here at City Hall at 2 o'clock. Anybody would like to come in and have any questions about the Wayne County Drain Cleanup, please come on down and find out. Also, one last thing, October 8th, at the museum, we are doing a celebration of the ROP School, a 100-year exhibit. They have some very fascinating stuff from ROP from over the years. They have a picture on the flyer of, if any of you have ever been into the new ROP School, they have a puzzle in there of a complete building of the size of the original ROP School that is simply amazing. If anybody's ever take your time to see it. It is something people should see. But it is, like I said, October 8th, and it's from 2 to 4. Come on out, have a good time. Okay. I'd like to call a public hearing together to discuss the dangerous building. We have the... Okay. Mr. Myers want to come forward and...
Please, 3.
We're going to discuss the dangerous building of 1458 College. And I'll hand it over to the building department.
We're bringing this as a public hearing.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone is here from that property. However, we have posted the building. We have also registered it with a certified letter that this would be a notice, and the request by the Dangerous Building Board is that it is to be taken down and demolished as soon as possible.
Mr. Myers, would you, for the benefit of council, indicate briefly what the Dangerous Buildings Board decided on the 24th of August, 2023, whether the matter could be repaired, fixed, or should be demolished? Just give them a brief summary and ask them to incorporate the findings at the end of the public hearing of the Dangerous Buildings Board, because you're looking for them to affirm the order.
3 of the building commissioners went inspected the building and found the same evaluation that I did, that it was unsafe to occupy, and the cost and restructuring of it would be over the state and our city ordinance SEV percentage, and therefore the recommendation, unless somebody came forward, which they have not, is that we remove the building for the health, safety, and the wellness of the neighborhood.
All right, it's residential premises?
It's
Building's
correct.
unoccupied?
That is correct.
Any repairs made?
No.
Any permits pulled since
No.
it was first abandoned? How long has it been abandoned?
Over a year and a half.
All right, it's your position that the house cannot be saved or salvaged in the condition it is?
That is correct.
I believe it presents an unsafe condition to the neighborhood, to individuals?
I do.
Have you boarded up the building to protect it from entry of
We have.
rodents, vagrants, and perhaps unregistered voters? Thank you. I think that's the essence of the case that we're presenting. We're asking council to affirm the order, and then they'll go out for bids for demolition. If you do, once the appeal period has expired, Mr. Mayor and council. And he's here for questions, but understand this is, you're acting as an appellate body today.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to ask if there's any comments or objection to the demolition of this structure. Is there anybody in the audience who would like to make a comment on this? Any of the council? Okay, then we will go on to and discuss regarding the dangerous building of 4056 Coolidge.
Is it a combination of two
Yes.
parcels?
Your Honor, I would like to recommend that we put both 4056 and 4060 on the same subject. They are 2 different parcels, side by side, owned by the same owner. They were damaged in a windstorm almost a little over a year and a half ago, if you remember the major wind that we had. A tree was dropped on top of both of them. They have moved off the foundation. One of them they thought they would repair. We gave them a period of time to pull permits and give engineering structural designs. They have not. We've had to remove one of the memberships or somebody that was living in one of the homes at the time. So right now, for the last year, they have both been vacant. They have not been repaired. They have not had engineering reports done. They have not had any permits pulled for renovation or restructuring of roof, foundation, or wall structures of either of the properties.
Have you made safe the parcel, Mr. Myers?
We have.
And there were 2 occupied premises. I believe the owners have left the state and are not available. Is that correct?
That is correct.
In fact, in simple terms, they stiffed the tree removal company. They got the insurance money and then didn't pay them. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So the tree had been removed by Blaine's Tree Services and they never got paid.
That's my knowledge.
It's your opinion that buildings can't be salvaged, they should be demolished?
That is correct.
And that there's, in foreclosure, I understand, at this present time also.
That is.
And the mortgage company's sitting on one of the checks, Mr. Mayor, so the city might ultimately get some of the money back.
Okay.
But it's Rocket Mortgage, so you never know. But
Okay, with that, this will be for 4056 and 4060. Discuss, if there's anybody in the audience would like to discuss regarding the dangerous building and the call for the demolition of these buildings. Is there anybody who would like to, anything? Anybody from the crowd? Anybody from the council?
I have one question, Your Honor.
I have a question.
Mr. Myers, on 4060, there is a garage. Is that one also going to come down?
It will come down with it.
Okay.
Because no property is permitted to be occupy or use a garage without a residential premise.
Thank you.
This is Chair Your Honor.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm putting the horse before the cart, but in all these 3 properties, is there, the lots going to be buildable again, and who will assume the properties once they're demolished?
That's before to determine the factor, but one of them is for sure a buildable lot. And the second one is questionable. It might be only at a 38 square, a linear foot, and we need a 40 at this point in time.
Thank you very much.
is that all we have? That's all we have.
Okay, then we will adjourn the public meeting. And reconvene the regular council meeting. Resolve the following items listed under the consent agenda to be approved as presented to the mayor and city council. Approve the minutes of the regular meeting of September 18th, 2023. Approve the study session, the Ecorse Creek Rehab of September 25th, 2023. Approve accounts and payable. Attend training for the FTO Basic PD for the police department. Approve the special events Jumps Adventure Park Trunk or Treat. And reschedule the public hearing for Capers.
I'll move.
Hearing nothing, go ahead.
Councilpersons Ross?
Yes.
Tobin? Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Soar?
Yes.
And Mayor Higgins?
Yes. Yes, the clerk will read the next.
Whereas the Dangerous Building and Code Appeals Board issued an order to demolish a structure located at 1458 College, said order being issued subsequent to a hearing of the facts pertaining to this matter and identified as DBB 23-02, 1458 College, which was held on August 24th, 2023, in accordance with Section 1444.04 of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Lincoln Park. And whereas the Dangerous Building and Code Appeals Board has filed a report of its findings and a copy of its order with this council, and with each party having a recorded interest in the subject property, and whereas the City Council has established the date of October 2nd, 2023, the date for a hearing to review the findings and order of said board, the owner or party of interest having been given the opportunity to show cause why said structure should not be demolished, and the council having duly held such hearing. Now therefore be it resolved that said order of the Dangerous Building and Code Appeals Board to demolish and remove the structure located at 1448 College, Lincoln Park, Michigan, is hereby approved by the council of the City of Lincoln Park, and be it further resolved that the Director of Public Works is hereby directed to comply with the order of the board as approved by council after 20 days from the date date of this resolution. And be it further resolved that the Director of Public Works shall determine the date of demolition and shall notify each party of interest as required by Section 1444.10 of the codified ordinances. And be it further resolved that the cost of demolition shall be assessed against the real property on which said structure is located. Such cost shall be reported to the city assessor, who shall place said lien.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
I hear it's no complaints, so we'll go ahead and call for the vote.
Mayor Higgins?
Yes.
Councilpersons Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Tobin?
Yes.
Thank you.
If you want to read 40, 56, and
I will do.
60 together.
I can do that. The dangerous building, they're
I
separate.
prefer separate orders because if there's an appeal, it'll be on separate appeals. We just presented both cases at one time,
Okay,
if you don't mind. Sorry.
all right.
The Dangerous Building and Code Appeals Board issued an order to demolish a structure located at 1456 Coolidge, said order being issued subsequent to a hearing of the facts pertaining to this matter and identified as DBB 2305, 456 Coolidge, or 056 Coolidge, sorry, which was held on August 24th, 2023, in accordance with Section 1444.04 of the codified ordinance of the City of Lincoln Park. And whereas the Dangerous Building and Code Appeals Board has filed a report of its findings and a copy of its order with this council, and with each party having a recorded interest in the subject property, and whereas the City Council has established the date of October 2nd, 2023, the date for a hearing to review the findings and order of said board, the owner or party of interest having been given the opportunity to show cause why said structure should not be demolished, and the council having duly held such hearing. Now therefore be it resolved that said order of the Dangerous Building and Code Appeals Board to demolish and remove the structure located at 4056 Coolidge, Lincoln Park, Michigan, is hereby approved by the council of the City of Lincoln Park. And be it further resolved that the Director of Public Works is hereby directed to comply with the order as said of the board as approved by council after 20 days from the date of this resolution. And be it further resolved that the Director of Public Works shall determine the date of demolition and shall notify each party of interest as required by Section 1444.10 of the codified ordinances. And be it further resolved that the cost of demolition shall be assessed against the real property on which said structure is located. Such cost shall be reported to the city assessor, who shall place said lien.
I'll make a move.
Support.
Mayor Higgins?
Yes.
Councilpersons Tobin?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
Thank you. And last but not least, whereas the Dangerous Building and Code Appeals Board issued an order to demolish the structure located at 4060 Coolidge, said order being issued subsequent to a hearing of the facts pertaining to this matter and identified as DBB 2304, 4060 Coolidge, which was held on August 24th, 2023, in accordance with Section 1444.04 of the codified ordinances of the City of Lincoln Park. And whereas the Dangerous Building and Code Appeals Board has filed a report of its findings and a copy of its order with this council and with each party having a recorded interest in the subject. And whereas the City Council has established the date of October 2nd, 2023, the date for a hearing to review the findings and order of said board, the owner or party of interest having been given the opportunity to show cause why said structure should not be demolished, and the council having duly held such hearing. Now therefore be it resolved that said order of the Dangerous Building and Code Appeals Board to demolish and remove the structure located at 4060 Coolidge, Lincoln Park, Michigan, is hereby approved by the council of the City of Lincoln Park. And be it further resolved that the Director of Public Works is hereby directed to comply with the order of the board as approved by council after 20 days from the date of this resolution. And be it further resolved that the Director of Public Works shall determine the date of demolition and shall notify each party of interest as required by Section 1444.10 of the codified ordinances. And be it further resolved that the cost of the demolition shall be assessed against the real property on which said structure is located. Such cost shall be reported to the city assessor, who shall replace said lien. Is this the one with the garage?
Yeah.
Can anybody object to me adding house and garage after the address on there so that it's clear that it's both? Okay. All right, then I'm done.
Make the motion.
Support.
Mayor Higgins?
Yes.
Councilpersons Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Tobin?
Yes.
Thank you.
If we could have Mr. Kazoo come up. Mr. Kazoo is the head of our Public Works Department.
Good evening, Mayor and Council and audience. John Kazoo, DPS Director. Before I get going into my first item, I'd like to let everybody know that there was a typo with part of the presentation, and I put a copy of it at each one of your seats. The first item that I have before you is authorization, or authorized to award 3 change orders for the 23-24 water main replacement program. Background, City of Lincoln Park awarded a portion of the 23-24 water main replacement program to Murphy Pipelines. It's recommended that additional work be added to Murphy Pipelines, and they've agreed to hold their unit rates for the additional work. I don't know if anybody does recall, but there's $5 million worth of ARP money available, and it's been set aside in this year's budget and next year's budget. What we'd like to do is utilize that, and going through my cover letter, change order number 1, which would be Stewart, to add from Lafayette to Fort Street at approximate cost of $540,140. Change order number 2 would be to add to the Pago water main project from Abbott to Fort Street at a cost of $839,496.50. Then the third one would be to add St. John Ferris to Wilson, $321,608. The work on St. John's, I don't know if anybody recalls, but we have one block, and in approximate 3 homes, assuming that each home is 40 feet in length, so approximately 120 feet, we have 27 stainless steel repair clamps. And it's been, I don't know if you recall all the emails, we've spent a lot of time and effort there. The estimated change order is $1,701,244.50. Contingency, another $170,124.45. The estimated change order total is $1,872,000. And to add to that, if you recall, when we did the original ARP water main award, we only awarded a portion of that so that the balance of that could be done in the 24-25 year budget. Financial impact, the total estimated cost for the added work is $1,872,000, which would include 10% contingency money, $988,025 is to come from the remaining funds of the ARP money presently the city has, and approximately $883,975 will come from our capital improvement lead service line replacement account 42000081800, which is presently in this year's budget. And the balance would be for the contingencies. It's my recommendation that the mayor and council adopt the attached resolution and award the change order to Murphy Pipeline in the amount of $1,872,000. Anybody have any questions?
Through the chair?
Yeah, well, we have to read the resolution first.
Thank you.
If I may, Your Honor, be it resolved that the mayor and city council award the 23-24 water main replacement change orders number 1, 2, and 3 to Murphy Pipeline Contractors, LLC, in the amount of $1,872,000. Be it further resolved that these funds will come from the following accounts: $988,025 from the existing ARP account 28500081800, which the city does have that money. $713,219 from our CIP lead service line replacement account 42000181800, and the contingency money is going to be $170,124, which is also in our CIP lead service line replacement account of 420-001-818-000. Be it further resolved that the mayor and city clerk are hereby authorized to sign all documents necessary to execute the change orders for that contract.
I'll make the motion.
I'll support.
Through the chair,
Yes.
if I could ask a question, Mr. Kazoo, on change order number 3, can we correct just for informational purposes only, the cover letter from the Murphy Pipeline says that they're going to be doing pipe bursting, but it should be directional drilling? Because that's what they have on their itemized bid sheet,
Ooh, change order number 3, was it?
number 3.
You're correct. Pipe bursting. Was it a typo?
Well, they've got pipe bursting on the letter, and they've itemized it for directional drilling.
It looks like it's pipe bursting.
You see item 804?
I'm looking at 807.
Right, and that's 0.
For change order 3, she is correct.
From City Engineer Jim Hollingsworth, you are
It
correct.
should be, okay.
Anyone else have questions? Then we'll call for the vote.
Mayor Higgins?
Yes.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I just have one quick comment, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Mr. Kazoo, the language barrier that we've had on the water mains, has that been corrected?
I believe what I'm hearing and seeing, I believe the answer is yes. Jim, do you have anything more?
No, we'll be having a meeting tomorrow on that, but I have not heard any other issues since we've had the meeting.
Thank you.
Now I'll call for a vote.
Sure.
I think so.
Okay. Mayor Higgins?
Yes.
Councilpersons Bear?
Yes.
Dupre? Yes. Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Soar?
Yes.
And Tobin.
Yes.
And the next one is from Mr. Kazoo as well.
The next item is subject to authorized Great Lakes Contracting change order number 1 for the 2023 concrete utility repair program. Background, City of Lincoln Park awarded the 2023 concrete utility repairs to Great Lakes Contracting in April of '22. Below is a recommended change order for the additional work that is needed to replace the required lane separators on Champaign at the railroad tracks. For those of you that do not recall, those lane separators are items that stand approximately 2 to 2.5 feet in height. Portion of it is on Champaign, and a portion of it is on the bridge itself. And we have been notified by MDOT, Michigan Department of Transportation Rail Safety, that we have to replace those. And so that's why we're doing what we're doing. Now to finish up, excuse me, change order number 1 is $25,894.70. Contingency is $2,590. Estimated change order total is $28,484.70. Financial impact, total estimated cost for the added work is $28,484.70, which includes a 10% contingency. Recommendation is, it is recommended that the mayor and council adopt the attached resolution to approve the change order to Great Lakes Contracting Solutions in the amount of $28,484.70 for the lane separators replacement on Champaign at the railroad tracks as required by MDOT Rail Safety. The proposed resolution attached is be it resolved that the mayor and council approve the change order for Great Lakes Contracting Solutions in the amount of $28,484.70 for the required replacement of lane separators for the Champaign Road at the railroad track on I-75. Be it further resolved that these funds shall come from major road account 202-480-818-000. Be it further resolved that the mayor and city clerk are hereby authorized to sign all documents necessary to execute the change order for this contract.
I'll make the motion.
Move it, support.
Any comments? Then we'll call for the vote.
Mayor Higgins?
Yes.
Councilpersons Tobin?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
And Zor.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. John, keep
My
on
third
going.
item, if I may, subject authorize Inliner Solutions change order number 1 for the 2022 sanitary sewer CIPP lining program. Background, City of Lincoln Park awarded the 2022 sanitary sewer CIPP lighting program to Inliner Solutions in July of '22. Below is a recommended change order for additional work that is needed to complete the sanitary sewer lining downstream from the Ripel pump station. Change order number 1, $256,827.50, contingency of 10%, $25,685.50. Total change order, total of $282,513. Financial impact, the total estimated cost for the added work is $282,513, which includes a 10% contingency. Recommendation is recommend that the mayor and council adopt the attached resolution, approve the change order to Inland Liners for the amount of $282,513 for the completion of the storm and sanitary lining downstream from the Ripel pump station. The attached resolution, be it further resolved that the mayor and council award the change order to Inland Solutions for the amount, in the amount of $282,513 for the completion of the storm and sanitary sewer lining downstream from the Ripel pump station. Be it further resolved, these funds will come from ARP account 205-000-818-000. Be it further resolved that the mayor and city clerk are hereby authorized to sign all documents necessary to execute the change order for this contract. And what I'd like to add, not to the resolution, just for your knowledge, the Ripel pump station is in the ARP account. It's also in the upcoming ACO. And I believe that we're going to be saving a decent amount of money with this change being executed.
I'll make the motion.
Second. I have a question.
Councilman Moran?
Is this, when do you think that this will start?
We've already done pipe point repairs. Those have been completed. Now we're waiting on the execution of this change order, and right now the contractor's anticipating somewhere around maybe the beginning of December. And both the sanitary and the storm will be lined under those contracts.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything? Then I will call for the vote.
Mayor Higgins?
Yes.
Councilpersons Tobin?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
And Zor.
Yes.
Okay, John, keep on going.
One last item, recommendation to reject bids for the Lions Park Landscape Wall Relocation Project. The City of Lincoln Park received and opened 4 bids on Wednesday, September 20th, 2023, for the removal and relocation of the existing landscape wall from the Lions Park to the Kennedy Memorial Building. All 4 bids were over budgeted funds, and were as follows. Superior Landscaping, $69,950. Pizzo Development Group, $47,260. Dan K., $74,821, and C&S Construction, $39,000. There's no financial impact currently. It is recommended that mayor and city clerk authorize the city authorize the city to reject all bids submitted for this project because they're over budgeted amounts for the Lion Park landscaping wall project. The attached resolution that the mayor and council approve the city to reject all bids submitted for this project because they're over budget funds for the Lions Park landscape wall relocation.
I'll make a motion.
Support.
John, I think we've already discussed this, but so we can let the people at home know and let the council know, what's our plan? We turn this down, what are we going to do?
We're going to try to just take the wall down with DPS personnel.
And
what we would do is
Take
we-
us to do that.
I'm sorry.
How long do you think it'll take us to do that?
Depending on the number of men I get to come out to do that, probably 3 Saturdays. I'm hoping for 2, because first we have to take the wall down, then the next part is we will have to stack the salvageable block onto pallets and then take it back to our yard, because it's good, valuable pallets, block. And I talked to Recreation Director. He would like to utilize them in front or around our building over there at Council Point Park, the band shell. So I'm hoping to get it down in 2 to 3 weeks, or 2 to 3 days, and try to get some topsoil and seed back at that location. And if we can, we would then either put out for rebid, or maybe we can try to get a trench machine and put concrete footings in ourselves. But I would think it would probably be better to try to get it outsourced. That way we get it done faster.
Any other questions from the council?
And maybe some people aren't that familiar with the wall, but this is not just a brick wall that goes around, correct? This is a planter type, and it goes all the way through.
It is a planter wall, and at the time when this community, or I think actually the Lions group put it in, it looks like it's, other than maybe the top cap, it is all a gravity wall. And I think it's just seen better days. I don't know how old it is, but I've been here going on 15 years, and it was in place before I got here.
I remember it from when I was younger.
To the chair,
Yes.
how much was budgeted?
Nothing was
Yeah.
budgeted.
Or
It came about approximately February, to my knowledge, and I had already had submitted my 23-24 budget approximately beginning of December. I didn't put anything in there, and in talking to the Recreation Director, he didn't put anything in there either. And what really boosted the cost was trying to repurpose the brick or block, or try to reuse it over at the band shell. Because I believe a couple of maybe the council members, or at least the mayor, had a proposal from one landscape company, and the mayor helped me with that. I think it was around $7,800,
Yeah.
just to take down the wall and put onto pallets. And that in and of itself made it have to go out to bid. But then we added to reutilize it at the band shell, which kind of blew the numbers up higher.
And so you know that the wall isn't just in bad shape, it's unsafe, and that's why the emergency that has to be done now, and I think we can't wait for another budget.
Through the chair,
Yes.
is there something that's going to keep a barrier or something from letting the kids get into the creek from there? Or is it-
That barrier doesn't do that.
No, I mean,
No, all it does is it go in a big circle so that it was set up so that blind kids could follow the wall.
follow the wall.
But it just follows the track. It does not stop anyone from getting to the creek.
If I'm not mistaken, it had Braille on it.
Yeah. It had braille and had a rail.
Can I make a comment?
Sure.
I'm deeply disappointed in this, that a homeowner came to our group, made a proposal to fix something that was broken in our community, and now we're left with nothing. We're not gonna put anything back. I'm just deeply disappointed. I just want you to know that.
Through the chair.
Yes.
John, can I get some clarification? We're going to use DPS to take down the wall and to move the blocks,
The pallets, yes, we're
And
going to
then-
try to do that.
and then we're going to go out for bid for restoration?
Well, the restoration at Lions Park would be just simply topsoil it and seed it. But to relocate it and utilize it at the band shell, it's going to take somebody with the ability and the talent to put in the concrete footings and then relay the brick, which in my opinion, at that point in time, I would suggest that they mortar it in place, opposed to just stacking it, let it stand by gravity.
So then we'd have to go out to bid for that work as well.
I don't have we could possibly rent a trenching machine,
Okay.
but I don't have the staff for that.
Okay, so really, we're going to go out for bid for the work at the band shell, not for...
That is correct, if that's the
Okay,
wishes of the
that's
mayor and council.
Okay. Okay.
To the chair?
Yes.
Has anybody went back to the original proposer of the work to the homeowner?
I have not, because of his initial cost. And Mayor or Dennis, if you could help me, I don't know how old that proposal was, but if he wants to maybe redo or repropose his proposal, if it was at 7,800 before, I would speculate it's going to be over that now, which would then warrant it going back out to bid again.
But if I remember correctly, and tell me if I'm wrong, Dennis, but I thought that he was going to replant and make the park look nice again, minus the wall.
If I may, because I sat down the night with you as well, he wasn't going to fix the wall and plant in the wall. He was planning on taking the wall down and then planting the ground. He was never going to, we weren't going to try to save that wall. That wall was built, not built well in the beginning, to begin with, and that was the issue. And when the Lions did a wonderful job at that park, but they failed when they built the wall. That's all.
But all they wanted to do was correct what was failing
Yeah.
and make it nice again,
Yeah.
correct?
I don't think it could be saved, though.
So, to your question, the original proposal, off the top of my head, the original proposal was coming in somewhere in the realm of 12,000 total. That was for removal of all the block, grading, and then seeding and replanting an area. The replanting with new plants and everything was what brought it up to the 12,900, 13,000 spot right there. But the original removal and just grading was about 10,000.
You were provided a drawing?
Yes, there is a drawing. Yep.
Any other questions?
That's all I have.
Okay, then we'll call for the vote.
Mayor Higgins?
Yes.
Councilperson Zoer?
Yes.
Tobin?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
And Salcedo?
Yes. And I think you made it through the night, John.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
The next one up will be from the city clerk.
Okay, so this resolution is due to the election in November of 2022, where the voters passed a proposal that has made some very significant changes to the election laws. And it concerns the early voting period. There will now be 9 days before each federal and state election that we have to provide early voting for the residents. We will be, what I would prefer is to be doing it at a single location in the city so that it saves us some money. If we had to attempt to hold early voting at each of the 12 precincts that we run, it would cost us a considerable amount of money. It would also present problems for the school district in having their buildings open to the public during school days and on weekends. So what I'm proposing is that we hold a single early voting site and have that at the Kennedy Memorial Building, much like we did in the May election. It'll be a very similar thing to the setup in May. The resolution reads, whereas the Constitution of the State of Michigan has been amended by Proposal 22-2 to allow duly registered voters to cast their ballot at an early voting site during a required 9-day time period prior to all state and federal elections, and whereas the city clerk has determined that it is in the best interest of the citizens to conduct early voting at a single centralized location, now therefore be it resolved that the Lincoln Park City Council establishes the Kennedy Memorial Building, 3240 Ferris, Lincoln Park, as the early voting site for all Lincoln Park voters as provided by law.
So move.
Support.
Anyone want to talk?
Questions, or?
Sure. To the chair?
Yes.
So this November 7th is Election Day, so we'll be voting on October 30th, or you
We
get the fixed?
we will not, because the city of Lincoln Park doesn't have an election in November. We don't have anything on the ballot. Our council and mayor elections don't occur until next year in 2024. So the next election that we anticipate here in Lincoln Park will be at the beginning of next year, which will be the presidential primary. And I'm not sure of the date yet. There's some legislation going on up in Lansing. We think it will probably be February 27th, but that'll be the first one. Okay.
Any further questions? Then I will call for the vote.
Councilperson Zoer?
Yes.
Tobin?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
And Mayor Higgins?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to resolve that Kathy Carter be hereby appointed to the Charter Review Committee and a term to expire 5/1/2027.
I'll move.
Support.
Any questions? We'll call for the vote.
Councilpersons Ross?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Soar?
Yes.
Tobin?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
And Mayor Higgins?
Yes. And with us up to the city manager's report.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Just a few quick items for tonight. Start off the month with some anniversaries here. Officer Thibodeau in the police department's hitting 1 year this month.
Very nice.
And with us tonight, actually, Mr. Brandon Fry back there is hitting his 1 year anniversary this month as well. Those were the only 1, 5, 10, 15 anniversaries this month. It seems like October is a weird month on hiring. It's not the beginning of the fiscal year, so there's not the influx of new money. I don't know. But the mayor did mention earlier that we did have a fire at the Junior Rails building. No real information yet. We're looking into what happened. Good work by the fire department to get there, but sometimes these things don't end the way we'd like them. And then prior to the meeting tonight, I handed out an ARPA update. I've got on there, this follows the format I've been using. It's got the general overview of the projects that we've allocated funding for, and then each project has a quick summary of what's happened. So just to touch base on it, the zoning ordinance update is coming along. It's coming along slowly. First draft has been done, and the planners submitted some comments back to the contractor, so it's kind of in that review stage. The animal shelter, if anybody's been by the area, it is moving along at a pretty good clip. So hopefully before year end, I'm looking at John Myers back there, hopefully by year end, we'll be done with that project and moved in. The City Hall windows, this is a project that we got done this winter. The windows themselves are finished. The front door, we actually identified a different funding source to handle the new front door. If you notice, on the side door, there's a new a new ADA entrance. We have a new ADA ramp on the front. We're just waiting on the front doors to come in and the contractor to put them in. The police department building, the expansion, the exterior work has been done. There's some internal work that needs to be handled, but that project's moving along pretty well. The pool removals, the community center pool project is completely done, and there was new growth there this year. The pond park wading pool has been removed. There's still some restoration that needs to be complete, but that project essentially has been completed. A couple other things, the fire department apron on Fort Park that was completed earlier this year, as well as the DPS parking lot repave project. On the infrastructure side, I think we're going to be able to move some money around. As we've talked about, it does look good for state funding for both the Emmons and Lincoln pump stations. So looks like we're going to have a little bit more money, so everybody can start kind of thinking about other infrastructure projects. I know that front row over there has a whole list of them ready to go. The retention basin upgrades, those have been coming along. It hasn't been, that project isn't exactly a single one big project. It's a bunch of little things that we're doing to really get that tightened up and to really get that retention basin operating the way we want it to. And then tonight, you guys approved a change order on the Ryapel pump station project. That should have some significant impact on that, as well as the water main replacements. The water main projects have been going. We're hoping probably to have that done instead of over the 2 years we were planning. Probably end of the spring we should see it completed for sure. So the ARPA projects are moving along pretty well. You'll notice I've actually included an additional page on these now, which show kind of where we're at on the spending. And yeah, of course, some of the projects did end up over what we allocated. Some of them are coming in under, which is what we have anticipated. So we'll have to do a new kind of allocation and move some money around, but especially now, we've been kind of holding off, waiting to hear on some of that additional funding so that we knew what we were dealing with. And now that we know, something will probably be coming your way in the relatively near future, probably when we come back with some new allocations for some new projects. So with that, that was really what I had prepared for you guys tonight. I'm happy to answer the questions you might have.
Thank you, James. Could I?
What?
Just a quick question, James. Are we ready with the email for the new code enforcement? Were we going to do that?
They all have, I believe, individual emails.
But for complaints, like we used to have LP Pride?
Right, I think the LP Pride email is being forwarded. Yep, it is still being forwarded, so.
Okay. So just continue to use that one?
That will work for now, absolutely.
Okay.
I believe I emailed it, and I got one back saying that she's not there anymore, but she forwarded it for me.
Okay, I'll have to look into that for sure.
Yeah.
All right, I will definitely take a look at that.
You done?
Yes, go ahead.
Anything else, Maureen?
I just, thank you for this report. I appreciate it very much. Is there any updates on the website?
Not really. That's kind of a project that's been on the back burner. You see a ton of other work that's been happening,
Right.
but that is, we've done a little bit of preliminary investigation and kind of the features we'd maybe look at. Likely what we're going to do with that is come back with kind of a different approach to bidding it instead of the traditional put out the RFP and see what comes back, but actually do more of a solicitation. More of these are the companies that we would like to get their proposals from. We'd like them to maybe do a presentation, show us what they can do. That way. So it'll be a strange way of doing it for us because we haven't really done it that way, but something like this, something that important, we really
can choose what we
right.
want, because instead of getting what...
Exactly. I think we'll end up with a much better product that way. And we'll get a little bit more customization and creativity, I think, from contractors.
Yes, James, I know I asked you 2 meetings ago about Sears. Do you have another update for Sears property? I get that question at least twice a week.
So we had an internal meeting we had recently approved the letter of engagement with our attorney that's going to help us through this. We had an internal meeting. He was going to reach out to them to try and get their side of what's going on, and then we're going to come back together with the developer, and hopefully we'll have something coming back to you guys very soon. They're hoping to have that building down still this calendar year, so.
Thank you.
To the chair.
Yes.
James, what's happening with the court building?
Could you be more specific?
The doors.
The doors. So, this is a project we had budgeted, I'm looking at John, 25,000?
21, and it came in at 51.
Yep, 21,000. It came in at 30,000 over what we budgeted. Some of that was due to some of the requests coming from some at the court. We're trying to work through we've done this in the past where in order to help fund a project, the court has what is the Court Building Authority Fund, where they are collecting a little bit extra on some tickets that go into this authority. They've utilized it in the past for HVAC upgrades. So we're working with them to see what their level of interest is in helping pay for the project.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else for the city manager? Then we will call our DDA director up. And incidentally, if anybody doesn't know, he's no longer the temporary, he is the DDA director. His title has stepped up.
Yes?
They're still looking
It's
for
news to me.
a permanent one, but this is now he is the DDA director. He is,
Thought you were gonna break some news here.
no.
Right. Okay, so good evening, Mayor and Council. Pleasure to be here. As the Mayor and James mentioned, I am Brandon Fry, the director of both the DDA and the EDC. And tonight I have a few items, about 4 items that I want to brief you guys on. So let's get started. I'll start with the fitness court. Okay, so our construction timeline goes back to July 24th. We started with, a week before that, we started with the site grading, and then a week after that, the paving started, and then there was a 28-day cooling process. And then after that, on September 12th through the 14th, the installation team came in, put in the actual fitness equipment, and so that basically completed the entire construction process. And so currently, I know a lot of people have been reaching out to me as far in regards to the ribbon cutting, not just folks in Lincoln Park, but at the Wayne County level as well. So that I can tell you that is coming. There are a couple of things that we needed to do in the area, some cleanup things, including a tree that was taken down thanks to DPS as recently as last week, I believe. And so, and I had to get the trailer moved back to DPS as well. And this week, thanks to Motor City Graphics, I'm having a sign made to honor Wayne County, which provided partial funding for this project as well. And a little background on that part of it. So Wayne County ARPA funds in the total amount of $124,865 partially paid for this project. And glad to say that all of the paperwork with the county I filled all of that out. It's all taken care of. And we're expecting the invoice any day now, and all of the remaining contracts that haven't been paid will be paid. We have our board meeting next Thursday. I'll get all of that approved, and we'll move forward from that. The ribbon cutting, I'm guessing within the next let's go with 2 weeks. But a project that was shelved for 2 years was essentially completed in about 2 months. So good news on that. Next, our electric vehicle charger stations. So right now, we're just in the application phase. There are 2 applications that have been submitted. So the first one is through DTE, and again, that was submitted. We're working with DG Energy. They did the majority of it, and I did some additional help with them as well. But in regards to DTE, if approved for this grant, DTE Electric will fund, install, and maintain the EV service connection at the site at no cost to the site host, including primary conductors, the transformer, the meter, and any system work outside of the site. So again, that application was submitted. And the second one is the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Grant, better known as NEVI, and that's through MDOT. That one was submitted as well, and that grant will cover up to 80% of the total project, and if you include the DTE one, that will take us to basically cover the entire project. And some of the eligible costs for the NEVI grant include site preparation, permitting and design, obviously costs to construct and install and implement the charging stations, any construction costs directly related to the charging station, permits, acquisition, cost to acquire and install on-site electric service equipment, any signage that we want to put at the site, and any amenities such as lighting. And so that takes care of, I guess, the funding. Again, we're just at the application stage, so nothing really is set in stone. But as far as the location, currently we're looking at the portion of the Painter Supply parking lot that the city owns, and also the fire department parking lot as well. And previously there was a whole saga with, we were supposed to go or put our charger stations at right across the street at the Southfield median, and long story short, Wayne County, there was issues there. There were times where I thought we were close to sort of swaying them, but essentially they have jurisdiction over the equipment that gets put there, and they didn't move off of that decision. So as of now, we're looking at, again, the Painter Supply parking lot and the fire department parking lot as well. There's some flexibility in the site location. It can be changed, but those are the 2 as of now. And on the application we submitted was for 12 chargers, and 4 is the minimum threshold. So assuming we get approved, it'll be somewhere between, as far as funding it'll be between 4 chargers and 12. And yeah, so obviously we're hoping for 12, and I have a breakdown of the total project cost. Now, granted, this is for just 4 chargers. This breakdown I'm going to give to you is just for 4 chargers, but assuming we get 12, essentially you would triple the numbers. So, but total project costs for 4 chargers would be roughly, this is just an estimate, somewhere between $800,000 and $1 million. And again, the NEVI grant covers 80% of it, and then the DTE rebate will essentially cover the rest. That's for 4 chargers, it'll be somewhere between 100, from the DTE end will be somewhere between 110,000 to 220. And yeah, that's all I have on the EV chargers. 2 more items. So our flagpole banner program, it's the 3rd and final year of that program, and we have a new design for this year, and those banners will be going up early next month, and I've been speaking with quite a bit with the company that does it, and Motor City Graphics. They're the ones who put up they're the ones who do the actual installation of the banners, the putting up of the banners, however you want to describe it. But yeah, that'll be next month, and I'm hearing outreach, all of the businesses that are going to be participating this year. It's going very well, so. Last year, as far as I'm told, it wasn't so basically the first year, things went really well. Second year, not so much. But this year, I'm hearing it's going to be a lot closer as far as successful, much closer to the first year. So good news on that. And finally, our tree lighting event, we started the planning on that. That'll be Saturday, December 2nd. That was one of my first events going back to last year. So it'll be a great time again this year. And again, planning is just underway. We're going to make City Hall and the adjacent buildings look great again. So I look forward to that. That's all I have for you guys tonight.
To the chair.
Yes.
Great news on the fitness center. I was on the Parks and Recs Commission a couple years ago when that first presentation was made. It looks fantastic. Great addition to our downtown. And I also had a question for the Painter Supply EV. When I attended the EDC meeting where this was discussed. Have you figured out the property issues with that parking lot with its 3 different owners and things like that?
Right, so we have discovered the deed for the portion that we own, but as you mentioned, there's 3 parcels, 3 different owners. The Painter Supply one closer to their building is owned by them, and then there's one, I believe, the middle portion is owned. Carrie shaking her head.
I'm sorry. So the GIS map was incorrect.
Okay.
The lot numbers that they had on the GIS are way off. So we own the majority of that lot. Painter Supply owns the row of parking up next to their building. The rest of it is ours. There's nothing in the middle.
Okay, so it's just 2 parcels, basically.
Yes.
Okay. And also, so Carrie's saying that we also had our attorney is doing a title search as well, so we'll get confirmation on that as well.
And there's been communication with Painter Supply with this process?
Not as of, well, I haven't spoken to Tom. He did say he was going to speak to him, but I haven't got any confirmation on that, but I haven't spoken to them, but again, we're still in the application phase, so all of those details will be locked down at a further date, but.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for our DDA Director?
Congratulations on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon.
Of course.
Okay. Now it's time for citizens' comments, if anybody would like to address this body. Don't everybody all run up at once. Form a orderly line.
Hi, Holly Stefanski. I don't know if I got to say our address and all that jazz, but I don't know how formal you guys are. 3361 Helen Avenue. Just wanted to get an update or request an update if possible on tree removal. I looked through the minutes, kind of did a little bit of research, and it seems like the last update that I could find was that there was a contract for removal approved back in April. July, somewhere around there. I don't know. I think it was July. Anyways, trying to get an update on that.
Are you looking for removal on a particular tree or just
the tree
trees
that's
in
on
general?
the city property between my driveway and the street?
Okay, could you call the city
I have,
manager
yeah.
tomorrow morning and he'll be able to give you a better update?
Yeah, we can do
Okay, or
that.
if you want to hang out after the meeting and talk to him, he can.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay,
Cool. Thank you.
all right. Anybody else like to talk to the city council? Okay, then we'll go on to,
Just a quick update.
come on up.
I think y'all owe me, Pastor Darren Burns of Downriver Christian Center. So I think I owe the council while I'm here an update on the park, the restoration of Ford Park. And again, Mr. Anderson, thank you so much for supporting us in that initiative. So we hope by the end of this month, we thought we'd have it there, but we hope to have the ball field first phase totally complete. The fences are repaired. We're in the process of painting all the fences now in the ground, but we should have everything for that phase complete this year, and the hope next spring is to bring in the red infill mix and to have that park Little League ready. So that's our goal. We're not going to make the mix this year, but we tried. We just didn't make the timing. But if you get a chance, go by and see it. Our seniors right now are leading the painting program right now for that initiative. So thank you, Mr. Anderson, for supporting us in that project.
Thank you for doing all the work you're doing over there. It is looking really good. Anybody else want to see you talk to them, Mayor and Council? Okay, when I gave the mayor's report, there was one item I did leave out, my own personal item, and this is from not myself, not necessarily from the council, but I'm running a foster care recruitment night at the Lincoln Park Moose at 1 o'clock on the 14th. That's 1600 4th Street. Anybody who would like any information on recruiting or being a foster parent, please come out, and thank you. And with that, I'll move on to the City Council President.
Thank you, Mayor. Welcome, Brandon. Welcome aboard. Nice to see you again. In light of the Powerball jackpot being $1 billion, I'm going to pass tonight so I can buy a ticket.
Look, he's going to get his ticket.
He's headed out.
Tracy?
I just have a few things. Tomorrow, between 4 and 6, I believe, the police will be handing out ice cream. So make sure you come down my street, okay? And Nightmare on 4th Street is October 2nd, or 7th, I'm sorry. The Firehouse Open House is October 8th, 12 to 3, I believe. And then Jumps is having a trick or treat we just voted on October 26th from 3 to 8. And that's it for me. Everybody have a good night.
What time is the open house at the fire station?
12 to 3.
Maureen?
I don't have much. Everybody's already covered just about everything that's happening. So go out and see the Detroit Nightmare, Saturday at the...
Band show?
Yeah, well, it's the band show. I forgot what it's called now.
Kennedy Memorial Hall.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. There's an open house Saturday. Felicia's Mexican Imports on 4th Street. I don't have the address right off the top of my head. The fire department's open house, 12 to 3. The Exchange Club will have a little table set up there with all kinds of stuff for child abuse prevention and internet safety and that kind of stuff. And everybody enjoy the weather because in about 4 or 5 days, it's going to be fall. There's going to be no doubt about it. So enjoy it while you can, and everybody stay safe. And thank you.
Councilman Ross?
Thank you, Your Honor. There were a couple questions that I forgot to ask the city manager, if you will indulge me. The paper recycling bins, do we still have one at the DPS? Yes?
John is shaking, yes.
Okay. So if you're like me and you want to recycle your papers for the library, use the bin at DPS. The tree update, are we not keeping that up on the website? I thought we had a, like...
We did. I'm not sure when it was last updated, but
Okay.
I'll get with Ken and find out.
Okay, thank you. And then, I'll go to my stuff. I want to thank everyone who participated in purchasing mums for the animal shelter fundraiser. I hope that you're as happy as I am because my mums are big and gorgeous. From the Lincoln Park Museum. This is from Jeff. William Rupp School 100-year celebration exhibit runs from October and November, and will open with a public open house on Sunday, October the 8th, from 2 to 4 at the museum. Former students and staff of the school are especially invited to attend. The original school building opened in 1923 and was closed and demolished in 1998, with the current Ropp School building opening the following year in 1999. Now, that is Sunday, October the 8th, from 2 to 4. So if you come to the open house at the fire department, you can just go across the street. Then there is the museum grounds and exterior cleaning day on Saturday, October the 14th, from 10 to 1. Volunteers are needed to pitch in, and please bring work gloves, and refreshments will be provided. Let's see, and then I just want to remind you that the Wayne County Household Hazardous Waste Collection is October 21st from 8 to 1 at the Wayne County Community College on North Line Road in Taylor. And I believe that is all for tonight. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Jason?
I don't have a whole lot tonight, so have a good night, everyone.
Another Powerball buyer? Mr. Soar?
Congratulations to Lincoln Park High School for their last 2 wins. Also, thank you for the police department for a great homecoming parade and game, which Lincoln Park won that night. It's a sad day for the Junior Rails building. They've been a long-standing, positive organization, and they will be looking to the community to rebuild. Sunday, the 29th, at 9 a.m. is Fantasyland unloading of the trailers. We will be needing lots of support that day, lots of support. Thank you for Mr. Myers, our city clerk, Carrie Kerr, for all their hard work towards completing the first phase of the reno of City Hall. Much appreciated. I need you to help here.
Yes, thank you to the first responders. Due to their actions while Mr. Zoll was suffering a heart attack.
My son.
Or your son. And communication with the hospital minimized damage to his heart. The family is very grateful and are extremely happy for the outcome. And first responders, we really appreciate you guys, okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, and I hadn't heard about your son, and I'm, best
Glad
wishes.
he's
He's doing
okay.
well.
Good, I'm glad to hear that. With that, I will make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Councilperson Salcido?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Soar?
Yes.
Tobin?
Yes.
And Mayor Higgins.
Thanks.
See ya.